Welcome to day 17, creating successful products and services. All right, so we are almost halfway through. We're halfway through. We have 14 days to go. And I want you guys to make me a promise right now. I know I can't verbally hear you, but I want you to make me a promise that you're going to stay consistent, stay the course. Even if you have to catch up, it's perfectly fine. If you have to go back and re-listen to some days, because if you notice, we are dealing with things that have to do with other people before day 15. We were dealing with ourselves, but now we're dealing with other people. So if you have to go and re-listen to some of this, then that's perfectly fine. You can redo it and get exactly what you need. Because I understand that the day on fostering great relationships has been one that people have been stuck on in day 10. They have been stuck on that. Do whatever you need to do to stay your course and to get it, down deep into your spirit, what you need to do. So yesterday we tackled the whole favor with clients and you guys coming up with metrics. I hope that has been beneficial to you. If you are very unclear about how to come up with metrics in your business and you can admit to yourself that you haven't been running your business as a business, always in the email, you can set up an hour coaching session with me. That coaching session can be used as many times as you like. I would love to kind of sit with you and deal with you one-on-one with your business. So that is available to you. But today we're going to talk about creating successful products and services. This is the basis of our business, the foundation of our business. How we do our business, the products that we offer, the services that we offer. So let's dive right in. The scripture for today comes from 1 Corinthians 1:27. And it says, "But God chose the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. God chose the weak things of the world to shame the strong." Again, but God chose the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. And God chose the weak things of the world to shame the strong. Simply put, is that when you think you have an idea and you say, "Oh, nobody's going to buy that. Who's going to be interested in that?" God takes that very foolish idea, that very weak idea in business sense, and he raises that up. When someone say, you ever, like for instance, you ever see someone come up with something, you say, "Man, why didn't I think of that?" Or it's so simple yet complex for you. And God takes the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. That is just a reminder to you guys that God's favor is always with you. That if he is giving you spiritual instruction about your business, never count it as stupid, never count it as foolish, because God can take that very foolish idea and raise you up, because he's given it to you, and you never know what's going to flourish and what's going to flop. But God chose the foolish things of the world. He chose the weak things of the world to shame the wise and the strong. So stop counting your ideas out. All right, so let us pray. Dear God, thank you for every gift and talent you have placed inside me. I desire to be a good steward over all the things you have entrusted in my care. Ignite my creativity to create products and services in my business that yields the greatest return. Multiply my resources. Help me to discover innovative ways to grow my business. Push me out of my comfort zone to experience personal growth. Trigger inspiration for new products and services through my everyday actions that I previously overlooked. Thank you for raising me up as a leader in my field and industry. I declare my products and services are not only high in quality, but also high in demand. Work out every detail concerning the launch and distribution of my services. Assist in the discovery of all outsourced resources and services needed for my products and services that are the best in price and quality. I thank you in advance for the customers that seek my services all over the world. I denounce fear and am overwhelmed and trust you will work out every detail with excellence. Bless the work of my hands to create amazing products and services. Amen. I often tell my clients that if you are looking for a thing or you wish a thing were happening, then 100 more people in this world, at least, at minimum, at best, are looking for the same thing. You ever kind of think about, "Man, I wish somebody had this," or "I wish this was easier." You think about those little trinkets, like for instance, the purse hook that now are on bars. or the purse hook that that you put on a table so your purse doesn't sit on the floor. Who would think of something like that? You would think, that's minute or foolish, if you will. But that became such a $1 million industry as somebody saying, I don't want my purse on the floor, and I'm going to create a hook so I can have it hooked, hanging on my table. So those little things, those ideas that you think about, I wish this, I wish that. I remember when someone came up with something that and I don't mean to be graphic here, but someone came up with a product that they wish that when they went to guest house, that if they had to go to the bathroom, and not just tinkle, if you know what I mean, that they wish that the person behind them didn't realize what just happened. Okay, so they came up with this thing where you place into the toilet, go to the bathroom, do whatever, and no one knows, whatever. I mean, I hate to even talk about that with you guys, but hey, now $1 million industry for something so simple that you just kind of think in your head. So when you're thinking about products and services, start thinking about those little things that you wish you had in your life, because if you're thinking it, somebody else is thinking it, right? So you think about models, business models, because I told you before, stop looking within your industry to create your business model. Look outside of your industry. And I gave you the example before, and I'll give it to you again, like Just Fab and the other one, the shoes that you pay $35 a month and you get a pair of shoes, it's delivered to you, that kind of thing. How can you probably use that model in your business? Because the model is clearly working. For instance, like hairstylists. If you're doing hair and you have your clients, you kind of know that they're going to come 1 week to get this, 2 weeks to get this, another 4 weeks to get this. Why not create a membership program where you calculate how much all those services cost, and you give a slight discount if they just give you the credit card, and you charge them every month, reoccurring charges, whether they come or not, that monthly fee. People are accustomed to paying bills. We pay our light bill, we pay our cable bill, we pay our mortgage. We're a car note. We are accustomed to paying bills. So you look in an industry and you look in life. What are people accustomed to doing? We're accustomed to paying bills, and we're accustomed for paying things whether we use them or not. Whether it be the easy tag, or whether it be insurance, or whether it be things that we pay for, we don't necessarily see, but we feel comfortable knowing that it's there. Just like I also mentioned before, the massage envy model. Sometimes people don't have time to go get a massage, but you're still going to pay that fee, and you have to pay that fee whether you use your massage or not. So I use that example because I noticed that a lot of you are hairstylists. You can use that same thing. Use a punch card. If they come 5 times to get their hair done, they get the 5th one for 50% off. Whatever the case may be. But what I'm saying is that you create stellar products and services to where people feel appreciated. They feel like, I got the best hairstylist in the world because she does this and she's innovative, that kind of thing. Even with scheduling in your product and services, everything in life, people want convenience. They want speed. They want, not to think about it. And you think about whatever industry that you're in. How can you make things easier for your customer? How can you make it to where they don't have to think as much, right? So, you can do certain things like you offer them, again, the punch card, and you offer whatever is going to be convenient for them. And I could rattle off a lot of examples for a lot of different industries. Again, we can set up a coaching call if you want to do that. But you get what I'm saying, is that you start thinking about how can I brand myself as being the best in my industry. And that's how I kind of think about my business. And if you're in the place where you feel like you're not good enough, get good enough. Stop being lazy with your current ability. I always think about my clients come to me for business strategies and, mindset change, whatever the case may be. I will not let my clients know more than what I know. I research, I study, I become better, I invest in myself, I get coaching, whatever I need to do so I can justify my prices. Because when you're thinking about your products and services as a business owner, you should think about the quality of life that you would like to live. And for me, I want my Mondays to be easygoing because as a business owner, coming from working a job, I hated Mondays. I hated Sunday night. I hated Monday mornings. So for me to feel like I am the boss and feel like I am living a peaceful life for myself, I take it real easy on Mondays. I go to golf lessons. I do whatever I want, but then I work a little bit too, but I kind of take it easy. So for me to make the income that I would like to make, I have to calculate dealing with yesterday's topic, with your clients' favorite opportunities. I create metrics to where I'm working hard, really essentially on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it's kind of, I could really chill, but I don't because I'm a workaholic. But I could if I wanted to. So I just created this quality of life that I wanted for myself. But then I had to, again, going back to yesterday, come up with how much of that, how many clients, how much can I charge? And if I'm charging a certain amount, you better know. I was about to really go in with you guys. Sorry about that. But you better know that I'm going to justify my prices. Or, if someone says, you know what, I don't have the money, or I don't have that's too much, then they're not my ideal client. Because I know that what I'm offering, and I'm going to make sure that I'm not just pulling a number out of the sky, but I'm going to justify my prices. So with you, make sure that you're justifying the price that you want to make, because the price essentially is drawn from how many hours you want to work, how many days you want to work, how much do you want to charge people based on that. You get that whole math. I hope you get that math. So, I'm going to be the best. That's my motto. I'm going to be the best. And if I have to learn from the best, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to let God handle the rest. That's my motto. I'm going to be the best, learn from the best, and let God handle the rest. Because sometimes, you can learn something and it's not really relative to your business, but you take bits and pieces that are relative to be your best from the best, right? And people that are actually successful, that you actually see the proof is in the pudding. And then, you know what? Let God take over, because sometimes I just pray for spiritual guidance. I clear my mind every day, and it's sometimes contrary to what somebody taught me. And I just begin to trust God in my business, because I begin to start my day with, God, forgive me for my sins, omission and commission. So I get that out of the way, feeling that, and releasing that guilt that we sometimes feel on ourselves, that we don't deserve success. Some of you feel like, oh, I'm in this situation personally. Oh, I haven't done this right. Oh, I don't know enough. Oh, I haven't researched enough. And you begin to just let all this fear and doubt and guilt just pile up on you. When if you aren't good enough, get good enough. And, learn what you need to learn. If you feel like you're in a situation that's not ideal and it's not in line with your spirit or whatever, I was just having this conversation tonight. About, let me say this. See, some of you try to get super duper spiritual about things and think that God is just out to get you. You think about it like this. If we thinking about it on the spiritual or religious aspect, we kind of have this thing in the church, all right, that living together is a sin, is shacking. We call it shacking. And if God is into punishing the shackers, why is Oprah the first black billionaire woman? You understand what I mean? So, and I digress. But you get what I'm saying. All right? So, listen. Do what you need to do for your life. And once you get so focused on purpose, once you stop allowing your favor to be watered down with foolishness. Because a lot of times God wants to bless you and give you favor, but you got so much foolishness going on in your life, you can't even accept the favor. There's no room for favor. All right? So once you get so focused on your purpose, sometimes the sin stuff, what you think is, oh my God, I'm not prospering because of this, which could probably be, but I found that when I was in a place of like despair, if you will, and just doing stuff out of character, I started to say, oh, well, you know what, nothing I touch is gonna, I don't deserve it. Oh, I'm not gonna try that right now until I get my life right. I used to have this little pity party. But then I kind of said, God is looking for me to press, not to be perfect. And once I got that revelation in my spirit, I began to live on purpose. And when I started living on purpose, all those things which I thought were stopping me and that was so sinful and I was being punished for, I didn't want to do them anymore because I was so on purpose. I didn't have time to sin, if you will. So maybe flip-flop that concept that you have in your mind and start living your life out loud on purpose. And that stuff that you're so worried about that you think you're being punished for will no longer exist because you won't have the time. And you'll start to fall in love with the results of God blessing you and your purpose, right? And so I pray that prayer, God, forgive me for omission and commission. Forgive me for the sins that I omitted, the things that I didn't do, that I know I was supposed to do, right? And forgive me for the sins that I committed, the commission, the things that I know I did that I shouldn't have been doing. So I get that out of the way. And then I say, even God, people are depending on me when I'm not depending on myself. People are depending on me when I'm not depending on myself. So when you start to get yourself out of the way and start seeing your big why and your purpose for why you do exactly what you do, then you start to get out of the way and say, I have to do this even for people. I have to do this even when I don't feel like it because other people are depending on me. Could you imagine, for God's sakes, if I decided, you know what, I ain't living right. I'm just totally distraught. I just can't deal with this. And I sent out this social media post. Sorry, guys, I'm not doing the rest of these days on the Boss Women, Boss Men Pray thing because I'm going through a little bit of tiff. Can you imagine if I said that? Because I'm all in my feelings and I'm not feeling well or not, I'm having a bad day. Somebody pissed me off or whatever. It's not about me. This from day one, really the day before day one, this was never about me. It was about you guys. So whatever Cashel personally has going on doesn't matter anymore because I am fulfilling the perfect call of my life. And that's the way you have to look at your business. That's the way you have to run your business. You have to be a person of integrity that does what they say they're going to do at all times. If you say you're going to meet with somebody, you meet with them. If you say you're going to be on time, be on time. If you say that you have a call, you be on that call. And that's what you do. And so you have to work on those personal character flaws because you may be acting that way in your personal life, but that cannot transition over to your business life or you're not going to be in business for long because bad news travels faster than good news. Bad news travels faster than good news. And when you're thinking about products and services, I want you guys to write down today what is going to be your 3 to 5 different income streams in your business. 3 to 5 income streams in your business. You may think I only do this. Okay, start thinking about if you're an event planner. You do events, you can do event consulting, you can do webinars, you can do YouTube videos teaching people do-it-yourself items. You can do an association that helps other event planners, whatever the case may be. But think of the 3 to 5 business streams in your business that you can operate as a flourishing business. You understand what I'm saying? You shouldn't have just one thing going on. That's how you build your wealth. That's how you build your wealth. And make sure that your products are stellar products. Don't put out crap. Don't put out things that you know you're not ready for. But again, don't be so hard on yourself to where you get stuck in perfection paralysis and don't do anything. A lot of times when we come and say, oh, these people, they don't want to pay me. They don't have the money to pay me and this and this and this. It could be one or two things. Either one, you're not going after your ideal client. Or two, they could pay you, and they could afford you, but they don't want to pay you because you have put out something that made them hesitant, right? So start thinking about those two things. Am I reaching my ideal client? Am I targeting my ideal client? And do I have a service and a product that people actually want to pay for? Or am I presenting myself in person and online to where people actually want to buy from me? Because sometimes people can't afford you. They just don't want to pay you. Remember that. and you make sure that they do want to pay you. All right? So products and services, you listen to your audience. Like people post all the time and say, oh, if your book was on Kindle, I would buy it right now. Even though that was already in the works, I hurried up the process to make it available on Kindle. People say, oh, I would pay for your prayers. I would pay for an audio of your book. I would pay double for audio of your book. Guess what I'm working on? An audio of the book. When I first wrote this book, it was to supplement my income, to add to my income streams. I never dreamed in a million years that it was going to be the way that it is. You know, I knew that it was going to be successful, but I just didn't know how successful it was going to be. So I began to listen to my audience, listen to the post, and listen to you guys say different things. And that's how I determine the new products and services that I create. So for instance, I have so many different things that I'm going to add to the Boss Women and Men Pray movement, if you will, based on the things that I hear people say in posts. So listen to your audience. If they're saying, man, I wish that you did this. Oh, girl, I wish that you do that. Man, if I had this, I would. Don't just say, oh, well, I don't have it right now. Oh, that's a good idea. No, listen, because if that one person is saying it, there are 100 people in this world that are saying it. And I want you guys to get out of the mind frame of thinking about your local community when you think about your business. That's the beauty of the World Wide Web, right? All of you that are listening to this, I live in Houston, Texas, but you guys are all around the world, including Africa and Brazil and the Bahamas. Because of the World Wide Web. Stop limiting yourself and your services to your area, to your zip code. Think big. That's what this is all about. Think big and start presenting yourself in a way where you can go global. It's possible. It's absolutely possible for you. That every gift and talent in you you need to be a good steward over it. Ignite your creativity. Whatever you are creative in and whatever you do well, then that's what you bank on. You know, like I tell you in this chapter, I give the example of the 5 talents and how you can use it well. So definitely read that in this chapter. But I also give you the example when I was growing up in elementary school, they would enter me, my mom and my teachers, in creative writing contests, and I thought they were picking on me. I was like, what did I do to where they're punishing me? You know, that kind of thing. But it was my gift that I totally ignored because I thought, who can't write a paper? Who can't write this? Who can't speak? Who can't talk? I used to be in elementary school sitting on the swings like, hey, who wants to play? I don't want to play. Let's come over here and let's have a conversation. I remember that vividly in 5th grade. Like, y'all want to play today? Come over here. Let's talk about life and let's talk about stuff. In 5th grade. It's funny now. But, you know, I completely ignored that for years. Because I just thought I was weird. My mom used to tell me, well, she tells me now, your dad used to want to commit you to get you, you know, your head checked because you were so weird and just so out there and just, you know, said the most smartest but weird things. And he wanted to, you know, kind of get you checked out. But now he sees what it's all for. I'm sorry, but I just heard that recently. It still cracks me up. But, you know, even with your kids, start seeing the things in them that seem weird and they could be another me growing up, right? No, I'm just kidding. But even in you, start looking at the things that make you you. And ask God to trigger the inspiration for new products and services every day. And pray that you be a leader in your field, the best in your field. Declare that your products are high in quality, high in demand. People want you all over the world. Stop limiting yourself. Stop limiting yourself. And thank God in advance for all the customers and all the services that you have. And get rid of that fear and that failure complex that you have. And ask God to just give you amazing $1 million ideas every day. And He will do it. The video that I want you guys to watch today is called Leave a Legacy, because I want you to think about we're all in this hustle mode, get money for now, but think about it, especially if you have kids. Think about your business as an empire. What are you leaving for your family? What are you leaving for your kids? If whatever business you have, so when you die, is your business going to die with it? Or are you leaving a legacy for those behind you? Are you creating something that's going to carry the test of time? Start looking at your business that way. Stop thinking so small. Be a blessing to those around you to where your business and your products and your services are successful. You think about that, because if you were to be gone 10 years, 15, 20 years from now, and you pass this on to anybody in your family, or to you let someone buy into a franchise, the products and services that you create today can be the same thing that they are implementing in the future. So pray for that inspiration and that creativity, and start thinking bigger than today. Start thinking bigger. Start thinking bigger. All right? And create a legacy. Check that video out. Until tomorrow.